Welcome back, trainers. So here we go. Deoxys is going to be available for the public starting at 1 p.m. PDT today. So that's going to be exciting for a lot of trainers who are not able to get an EX pass or simply cannot make those times. Now, a lot of us already have it, so it's just going to kind of be like, all right, I suppose we're going to do a few to get a good IV one, or possibly just get candies to power up, or at least buy a secondary move for our defense form. But the more exciting part is now we can look forward to the next EX Raid boss, which we'll be going over here as well. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about what we can expect coming out of these possible 7-kilometer eggs. Now, we do have shiny regionals now for the second part of the Ultra Bonus unlock. So currently, if you're watching this, and I get it up before the event actually starts, start hatching those eggs as soon as you can, so that you can open up gifts, receive those 7-kilometer eggs to possibly hatch one of these shiny regionals here. Now, are they going to be good to go up against things in PvE or PvP? Kangaskhan can find some possible usability, as well as Mr. Mime, but for the most part, they're not going to be things you're going to be wanting to power up. So just take note of that. Still very cool that we're getting these shiny regionals. So let's go ahead and go over the overview here. So you will be able to hatch those 7-kilometer eggs and possibly get a shiny. Deoxys in all of its forms will be returning as a 5-star raid. Well, could it be a 5-star or is it going to be a 6-star? I don't know why I'm calling it a star. Level 6 or level 5 raid. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll know soon enough. And then we're going to have counters against Deoxys for the raids, so we'll see what that means. And then we're going to continue on with the 2-time incubator effectiveness, which you're going to be able to just hatch those 7-kilometer eggs at an increased rate. Personally, for me, I actually made, I do believe, around 78 kilometers for last week, and I hatched 305 eggs. So I was on a roll, and now that I look back on it, I really wish I did not go so hard on that last event and went hard on this event. Or even maybe wait until the last Ultra Bonus unlock, so when the Gen 5 Pokemon come out, I could just grind even more. So I'm not going to slow down whatsoever. I'm going to keep it going. It's pretty insane over here. Alright, so we're going to go over Deoxys counters here in just a moment. But like we've seen for the last Ultra Bonus unlock, that was going to be for Gen 2. Now we're going to go over the Hoenn region, Gen 3, and discuss the possible shiny potentials that you can find with these Gen 3 Pokemon spawning more frequently in the wild. So you do have Trico, Torchic, Mudkip, as well as Poochyena, which I do have all of these that we're naming off here. And if we move down the line, let's go ahead and take a look. Now, they might drop a special shiny, but I'm not going to get too deep into that or discuss it until they officially announce it. We have Lotad as well. And then moving down, we have, which I've Go Plus, I do believe 2 of these. Talos. Alright, and then you have Ralts as well. Shiny potential in the wild. That's actually a pretty good shiny to get. Seeing that Synchronoise is nice and all, but it currently already had great moves, so you don't really need to worry too much about Synchronoise because there are better Psychic type Pokemon. And then moving down here, we do have everybody's favorite, Slackoth shiny. You want to find that and use your shiny luck all on that. And if you're stuck on your Jirachi quest and you cannot find a Whismur, well, I think you might be in luck because they should be spawning more frequently in the wild. So good luck on that one and finishing your Jirachi quest there. And then, of course, you have Makahita, possible shiny. All right, and moving down the line, Sableye. This is a fantastic shiny. Really love this because it goes from that purple to the gold, and it looks great as a lucky as well. Really happy with that. Have mine maxed out. Mawile is, I'm pretty sure it's going to be in the raids. It still is in the raids, and you can do that to get a possible shiny, but they do not spawn in the wild outside of special events. And then you have Meditite as well. Another great shiny to have because Medicham is so good in the Great League. So if you do find one of these, have a lucky friend. Maybe you can do a lucky trade, get a lucky shiny Meditite, evolve it into Medicham, max it out, and there you go. Have a shiny Medicham for the Great League. You got that shiny flex going. Electrike. Now, all right, these things are not spawning in the wild or doing much, right? You have the task on battling another trainer to receive the possible shiny. Hard to find the task, hard to find these in the wild. Hopefully these will be increased spawns, so I will be able to get my shiny Electrike here. And then shiny Manectric does look fantastic in that black, so I do kind of want that. Usability for PvP is a little bit there. a little bit. All right, and then if we go back up, you do of course have Aeron, shiny potential in the wild for Gen 3 here. And then we can go with, let's see, Roserade, another shiny potential. So lots of good ones, I suppose. Plusle and Minun shinies, everybody's favorite as well. You know you want those. You know you want those. And then you have Carvana. All right. I know I've been calling it Carnivine in my other videos. I don't know why I was getting confused with those two names. Oops. But yes, shiny potential for that as well. Spoink, another one here. All right. Let's see. Swablu, which I have personally have yet to find a shiny one in the wild. I've gotten two traded to me, but I've never personally tapped on one or hatched a shiny one of those, or even done a raid for that matter and received it. Barbroach. All right, shiny, as my brother would say. It was funny. Good times grinding with him. And then let's see. Oh, here we go. One of my favorites as well. Laleep. I love that shiny. It looks great. So that's pretty neat. And then its evolution looks great as well. Another shiny potential there. Phoebus, I suppose. You know, it can spawn in the wild. You can get it shiny. I do have great odds for these, so probably going to find a shiny one of those for sure if I was grinding the way I was for that last Ultra Bonus unlock there. Duskull, another shiny potential. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Snorunt, which I personally still need, as you can see. I've seen 1200 and I still have no shiny. So come on, let me get one of those shiny, please. Then we have Clamperl here. All right, pretty neat because it does have that split evolution off into both of these Hauntail as well as Grobus. So I do have those personally myself, so I'm good on that. Oh, Love Disc, another personal favorite of everybody's. I know all of you don't want nothing to do with any other shiny except for this one here, right? Bagon. So we do get another community day, which we will be able to evolve older Pokemon. Bagon is actually going to be something you definitely want with good IVs, because it is going to be one of those budget, I wouldn't even call it a budget dragon type user. It's just about as good as Rayquaza. So just take note of that. Both of them are the same typing, and with Outrage, it's just going to make it so darn good. I have a ton of them. I'm talking about, I think like 13 with Outrage. I just made a ton ready to go to trade with people because I know they're going to be quite useful, right? So there you have it. And then we're going to the Reggies. Those have still been yet to be introduced as a shiny variants, but there you go for the Gen 3 Pokemon possibly coming in and shiny potentials. And then you have the Jirachi. Good luck on completing that quest there. The Whismur should be spawning more frequently, and then we'll have all the Deoxyses here. So let's go ahead and go over their counters as a matter of fact. All right, so really quickly here, let's go ahead and go over the Deoxys Typing, which is going to be just a pure Psychic, as well as the moveset, so you know exactly what to use. Now, they're going to be weak to Bug, Ghost, and Dark type. Simple as that. So for the normal form, we have Charge Beam, Zen Headbutt for the quick moves, and then for the charge moves, we have Hyper Beam, Zap Cannon, and Psycho Boost. So for this one here, your best bet is going to be Dark types, Tyranitar would Bite and Crunch, saying that you could throw in possibly Honchkrow, but you do have to look out for the Charge Beam as well as the Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon is more threatening, obviously, being a part flying. Any other Dark types, we'll go over those here in just a moment. But Tyranitar is looking like a safe bet, as well as Ghost types too, for the normal Deoxys. For the attack form, hopefully this is going to be a tier 5 raid and not a tier 6, therefore we can continue to solo them. If they're a tier 6, I don't know if we're going to be able to actually solo the attack form. So we do have, I will be doing it and testing it out, so don't worry, look forward to that video. Zen Headbutt, Poison Jab for the attack form, and then for the charge moves we have Zap Cannon, Dark Pulse, and Psycho Boost. So the Ghost Pokemon are not going to be generally safe. You're going to be able to use the Ghost types to going up against the normal form for sure, but as far as the attack form, you can still use your Ghost types, but they're going to be a little bit more threatening, because especially if you're using, say, Gengar Poison type, the Psycho Boost is going to be hurting you significantly. Same with the Zen Headbutt being an attack form, having so much attack. But on the flip, if it did have Poison Jab and then Zap Cannon, you will be able to use those Gengars safely to some degree, although Zap Cannon is going to be hurting everything that you use. All right, so there's the attack form, defense form. Let's check out the moves here. Now, this is a little bit different. Tyranitar would have been generally safe for those other 2 types, but for this one, still a bit safe, seeing that the defense form's attack is not so high, but it does have counter for a quick move, as well as Zen Headbutt counter will be doing a lot of damage to Tyranitars to some degree, being a both rock and dark type, super effective, 4 times effective for that matter. For the charge moves, we have Thunderbolt, Rock Slide, and Psycho Boost. So yet again, Tyranitar is going to be able to put in some work onto this one specifically here. You can use your Gengars too. Just look out for that Psycho Boost. As far as the Zen Headbutt, don't really need to worry about it too much. The defense form doesn't have too much attack, but Gengar is going to be great, as well as the Giratina Origin form. Origin form Giratina is going to be pretty much good for all of these. We're going to go over my personal counters here. And then for the final one, this is going to be the speed form. We have Charge Beam, Zen Headbutt for the quick moves. Charge moves, we have Thunderbolt, Swift, and Psycho Boost. So yet again, Tyranitar coming in as a fantastic counter to all of these raids. Now let's go ahead and go over my personal Pokemon that I have lined up to go up against them. Okay, so we have my Bug, Ghost, and Dark type Pokemon pulled up here. Alright, so I also forgot to mention that Mewtwo with Shadow Ball is actually going to be one of the best Pokemon to use to go up against Deoxys. You have to look out for the attack form with Dark Pulse, because that's going to be super effective to Psychic, but otherwise, you definitely want to go in there with possibly Psycho Cut and Shadow Ball. Psycho Cut will be able to help you get to that Shadow Ball a lot quicker, and Confusion and Psycho Cut are not going to be very effective towards it, but that's why you want Psycho Cut, to get to that Shadow Ball as quick as possible to do super effective damage. So I do have a plethora of these. I know a lot of older players don't really have them. I understand that, but if you do have them lying around, have them powered up, Mewtwo with Shadow Ball is definitely going to be a fantastic option to go up against all of the Deoxys forms. So I do have quite a few Tyranitars with Smackdown and Stone Edge, so let's go ahead and look at these other ones. Bite and Crunch is generally going to be safe for all of these Deoxys Pokemon to counter it with. Simple as that. Then you have Giratina, another option that you're going to probably just want to go in there with every single time to use against it. It doesn't really have anything to worry about except for the attack form Deoxys with that Dark Pulse, which will be doing super effective damage to you, so take note of that. Other than that, Giratina Origin form is going to be a boss in this specific situation. Then we have Weavile here with, you don't want Ice Shard, so let's go ahead and TM that right now, because I'm going to be using that. Feint Attack and Foul Play, this is going to be a 100% IV, very nice. And it's going to be another option. A bit glassy, but if it does have Psychic moves, then you should be looking okay for sure, because will Dark resist Psychic. Then you have, Heracross, I suppose if you have a powered up one with all bug moves. I personally switched them up doing a challenge yesterday, so I don't think I'll TM that, maybe, but I'm running low on charge TMs. Scizor is going to be a pretty good option. Really love this Pokemon here. Fury Cutter and X-Scissor is going to be what you want. Although if you do have Night Slash, that's still going to be super effective towards the Psychic type Deoxys for sure as well. Then we have Yanmega with Bug Bite and Bug Buzz. You do need to look out for any sort of electric type moves, as well as Rock Slide on the defense form Deoxys. So take note of that. Yanmega is going to be another good option to go up against them with. I have another Scizor here, another Yanmega, another Giratina that I started powering up and need to finish. And now we got to my Army of Darkness here, my Gengar Legacies. So Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball. If you do have a Lick, that works as well. If you have a few Gengars powered up, you have no Legacies. They do have, say, Sucker Punch. That's going to be okay as well. If you're in a decent amount of people with you, you just want to throw it in there. It's going to work. Not all the same, but it's still going to be super effective with that Sucker Punch. So have a ton of these ready to go. So we're looking good. Let's go ahead and skip past all of those. Now this one here is not going to be your best option, but yet again, if you're in a big group, the Alolan Muck should be okay for you. Bite and Dark Pulse, so you will be able to resist. Well, it's going to be neutral damage taking from the Psychic moves, but yeah, it's not, in my personal experience, the Alolan Muck going up against these hasn't really done too much, but it is an option. Now this one here is going to actually be doing more damage than Tyranitar. That's going to be Honchkrow with Snarl and Dark Pulse. We do need to look out for those rock moves on the defense form, as well as the electric moves that are plentiful on all the forms, so you need to look out for those typings. And then you have Pinsir with Bug Bite and X-Scissor. It's going to be the best bug type attacker currently in Pokemon Go. So if you have some of those lucky or powered up, they are going to actually be a good option for sure. I think there's nothing it needs to look out for except for Rock Slide on the defense form. And then you have Houndoom with Snarl and Foul Play, another good option. And then moving down the list here, it's just going to kind of teeter down pretty much. We have the Absol with Snarl and Dark Pulse that you could use. Okay, another good type user. Mismagius with I don't know if you Sucker Punch and Shadow Ball. I think that's not too sure. Let's go ahead and see really quick personally. Hex or that. Okay, Dazzling Gleam is not what you really want. You want that Shadow Ball on that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, there's going to be other decent options like Gyarados with Bite and Crunch, or possibly, I don't know, Arcanine with Bite and Crunch as well. So just take note of that. These things are going to be subject to how many people you have or what you personally have in your inventory to use to go up against them. So there you have some of the counters. But basically, guys, what you really want to use is pretty much Giratina, Origin Form, Shadow Claw and Shadow Ball, Tyranitar, Bite and Crunch, Weavile, Scizor, Yanmega, Pinsir, Gengar, and you're going to be set to go. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I will be keeping you posted on what is going on if there's a new shiny introduced. Could have took a few guesses here. And as far as going over the next EX raid bosses, I will be putting a card at the top here, so you can go ahead and check that out. This video is getting a little bit lengthy, so I don't want to continue to stretch it out. So just go ahead and check that video out if you want to know what we're going to be getting for our next EX raid bosses, and I'll be going over that in another video yet again. Thank you for watching, trainers, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.